get thoughts and ideas about legislation, and I can remember it was a trip back to my district that I had a friend of mine say, you know, I was just in Texas and I heard about this program they have in Texas called the Amber Alert. And so we began to look at it and we said, hey, California needs to have this too. And so I think it's incredible for Californians to realize that they can make as an individual a big difference. Talking to their legislator about something they heard about, and then all of a sudden finding that bill, that concept in law, actually saving and being implemented and saving hundreds of lives in that process. The other issue on this Amber Alert, and the implementation of the Amber Alert that was just striking and for me, is the first Amber Alert that was ever called there in that summer of 2002 was just a few miles from my home. And actually, the alert went out on a couple of girls, of which one of the girls' families we knew. And I can remember watching at that time the news. So I was up here in Sacramento when the first Amber Alert went out. A friend of mine was currently the captain down in Lancaster where this Amber Alert took place. Watching him on basically national news as that Amber Alert went out. And of course, as that story goes, as so many of them do, it was a individual, state employee, Caltrans employee, listening to a local radio station, heard the alert, saw the car go by with a license plate, called it in, and the young ladies were successfully rescued. And so to be a part of the Amber Alert in the beginning, to have it mean so much to us as a family and as a community right at the beginning is incredible. To me, the Amber Alert is government at its best. It's protecting Californians, which I believe is the first priority of government, and it's done efficiently and effectively, using resources that are already in place, and then also very much using the public-private partnerships in order to extend those resources and those abilities to protect Californians. One of the issues I think is important, and as you see the numbers before you, are the numbers behind the numbers that we don't know. Let me just give you a couple of examples. How many abductions never took place? Because the public knew, the abductor knew, that there was a possibility of an Amber Alert going out. We've heard stories about it. We've heard interesting issues about people who chose not to do something because of that. And so the question is, how many children were actually saved before there was even an abduction as a result of the Amber Alert program? The other issue is, how many children were saved because an abductor was captured? How many children all of a sudden were never abducted because the abductor was captured and therefore wouldn't have a chance for another child? It's an incredible program. We're proud to be a part of it. The CHP has done a wonderful job of implementation of the program. I can tell you in the beginning, that was one of the great debates, is who was going to actually oversee this program? How was it going to be implemented? And I, for one, fought hard for the CHP to be the implementer, the administrator of the program, knowing that they would do an efficient and effective job. And I certainly think that the numbers behind it and the success of that program certainly demonstrate that they've done a great job. Thank you.